Okay, so live stream time. Um, when I start off these things, I always come in knowing that the one will be immediately online. So I kind of save the commentary for when people start to appear. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm talking to myself. Um, right, so it's early hours of the morning, 12th of October 2020, here in the UK. And I'm not going to make this one massively long because I want to watch a film after this. I'm torn between Lord of War with Nicolas Cage and The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch. I've seen The Imitation Game before. I haven't seen The Lord of War. So I'll be watching one of those. Just a heads up, I'm not going to make this live stream very long because, like I said, I do want to watch those films or one of them. So, as always, if you've just logged in, please feel free to ask me questions. Um, that's how I want to do these live streams to kind of get an interaction with my subscribers. I've just uploaded a video, incidentally, on channels that I'm interested in, channels that I like. So hopefully that'll be uploaded soon. Okay, guys and girls, if you've come on, please feel free to ask me anything. I can see two people have logged in, so you can ask me anything about videos, maybe my thoughts on anything, or if you want to give me feedback. Okay, Carl. Hi, Carl. Do you have a favorite band or favorite music genre? I don't really have a favorite band. There's little segments when it comes to music. There's little segments of a lot of different bands that I like. Um, I don't really have a favorite. I mean, I like some of U2's songs. This is literally just off the top of my head. Ordinary Love was good, which was used for the film about Nelson Mandela. I liked The Hands That Built America, which was used for the film Gangs of New York. I don't really have a favorite band. Music, my interest in music varies from independent music, kind of indie, I guess, to chill out music. I used to like a record label, Head Candy. I liked some country music. I liked some rock music. Thinking of the late Eddie Van Halen, I liked some of Van Halen stuff. Um, but I can't honestly say I've got a single artist or music that I would go to. Um, John Williams is a fantastic composer for film scores. I mean, tonight, for example, I've been listening to Gustav Holst, classical music, and Neptune the Mystic is a great piece of music. So really, it's difficult to pinpoint down. I like traditional music from around the world. I like, for example, traditional Chinese music. Um, but I don't really have a specific go-to that I can name off the top of my head. Of contemporary music, I quite like Lana Del Rey, Dua Lipa, but I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan. For example, I don't know if I would pay money to see any individual artist, even ones that I like. Of older artists, I like Billy Joel. I like some of Elton John stuff. Um, Honestly, just a variation. I can say what I don't like. I don't like drill and a good deal of rap. I wouldn't say all of it, but I have records of Pink Floyd, The Smiths, and Joy Division. I'm not overly familiar with Joy Division and The Smiths, but I remember watching or listening to Pink Floyd's, I think it was The Dark Side of the Moon. I quite enjoyed that. Quite trippy, quite cool. Um, I do think in the UK we're blessed to have a really rich musical heritage. I mean, some of the biggest artists and biggest bands in the world are from this country. Indeed, Britain and Ireland. So we're heavyweights, I think, when it comes to musical influence around the world. I mean, off the top of my head, Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Queen, all British. So that's something I think we can be proud of. Um, but as for artists that I would like go to, I can't say I've got a single artist that I would sort of have a huge. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of anyone, so hope that answers the question. Um, So, Carl, would you say that would it be fair to say the Smiths and Joy Division are rock, or would that be more, what sort of genre would you call them? Because I'm not familiar with them, so would you say they're rock or something else? I do like film scores. James Horner and John Williams, I think, are fantastic. And Greek composer Vangelis, um, he'd done the score for a lot of big epic films. Very impressive, very moving. I think an epic film, something like Titanic, it really lends itself to powerful music. Jurassic Park, of course, with John Williams, and I think John Williams has done the score for a lot of big films. Punk and the Smiths are indie rock. I wouldn't know much about that. I've probably, chances are, I've probably heard something by them, but admittedly, I can't say I'm overly familiar. Um, to be honest, when it comes to music, I could probably appreciate a little bit of every genre, even rap, which I'm not a fan of. There is some rap I quite like. I like the sound. I like, if not the lyrics, at least the sound. I can see there is some merit in it. Other, there's some contemporary music I just find to be a noise. I mean, I really, really cannot see the appeal of someone like Cardi B. And some of those artists get like over 1 billion views. It just defies comprehension to me. But it's music's very much like film. I think it very much is um, subjective. Depending on your taste. But I like to think of quite a wide range of tastes, musically speaking. Um, I quite like Alison Goldfrapp. Some of her stuff was quite good. Um, I mean, for example, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy an album of anyone, but I've got a mixture of music. I've got a lot of mixed CDs, for example, 1980s, 1950s, 1990s, and like I said, like the Head Candy record label. Scores for films. I thought Rocky Four was fantastic for the workout. You know, I think I'm trying to remember the guy who done that. Tipper. Forget the guy's name now, but it was fantastic for workout. That's a good question. I remember seeing Pink Floyd and other artists at Live 8. Yes. You may remember, Carl, I was at Live 8 in London. And I remember a lot of artists, sir. I do believe Pink Floyd was at the London uh, segment of that event. And I don't remember the details well because it was 15 years ago now. But yeah, a lot of big names there. I was very fortunate to get to that event, except it would have been better if I had company. It's always that dilemma. On one hand, you're part of history. On the other hand, it ain't a lot of fun being on your own among 250,000 people. Have you ever met any famous musicians, Carl? I mean, to get autographs, or have you met them in a concert or anything like that? I don't think I have. Like off the top of my head, no. So I noticed two people are online. I don't know if that other person's me or if anyone else is there. These live streams, I honestly don't. They're very, very spontaneous. I never sort of think, well, I'll see if people are online now. I just kind of hope that they are. So, Carl, I'm guessing you're in Belfast, so I'm guessing like me, you're a late night person. I try to get my sleeping pattern more in control, but I do tend to be active at night time. My Wi-Fi goes up and down, which doesn't always help. So, I think I'll let this one go to about half past. It really depends if how many people tune in, how many questions get, that sort of thing. So, Carl, out of interest, can you remember what video it was you came across on my channel? I mean, how did you come across my channel? Yeah, I think a lot of people have difficulty sleeping. But there's various names. There's delayed sleep phase syndrome, there's insomnia, of course. Often it's due to stresses in life or just discomfort. So varies. I do find that I get distracted at night time with I try to focus on one or two things and um I don't know, I just get distracted on other things, especially with the internet. Um have to just vocalize sometimes in videos, but there's a million things I have to do, and that's good. It's better being busy than not being busy. Oh yes, the one on Northern Irish identity. I think that got a lot of views. Um, I can't remember when I made that. I think it was over a year ago. I felt it was important to express how I felt about that. Um, and there was some contentious replies, but I think the way I see it is if I'm getting views, good or bad, I must be doing something right. Is at least I'm generating a debate or a discussion. I mean, I never set out to offend anyone, but I also don't shy away from being true to myself. So I thought that was important to talk about how I felt as someone from Northern Ireland. Um, and some Irish nationalists took that to be, well, oh, this guy, you know, they were almost trying to impose that I should see myself as Irish, which I quite resented. But I think one of the misconceptions there is they seem to think that Northern Irish people who identify as British, like myself, somehow think that we need to be subservient to the English or something like that. I just think it's a very unique identity, and it's something that mainland British and the rest of Ireland doesn't entirely understand. But anyway, I said a lot in that video, so there's such a mess in this house, so much to sort out. So I've got three people online now. Anyone else? Have I seen the Queen movie? I'm guessing you mean Bohemian Rhapsody. No, I haven't, but my friend has strongly recommended it. I do like music biopics. I've seen Ray about Ray Charles, Walk the Line about Johnny Cash, and more recently Rocket Man about Elton John. And I guess Judy would kind of fall into that category as well, although she was an actress, Judy Garland. I would like to see Bohemian Rhapsody. I get a good impression from Rami Malek. I think he's an actor to watch. So yeah, I'd like to see that one. From what I understand, it got good acclaim. So I'd like to see that one. I mean, it's funny, even though I wouldn't say I'm a massive Queen fan, I just like biopics. So I remember watching Rush. It was a biopic about the racing driver James Hunt. Now, I'm not at all into Formula One, but just watching that film, the powerful performances, the really captivating style of the film, it got me interested. That's Rush with Chris Hemsworth and Daniel Bruhl playing the Austrian driver Niki Lauda. But I find biographical films interesting. So, three people online. Anyone else there? If you want to ask questions, feel free. I know typing can be a bit tedious sometimes, but right. I have two questions. What kind of books do I read? And SM, hey man, I hope you have been doing well. Thank you, SM. Appreciate you saying that. I'm okay. I had some tooth problems last night. That's that. Something I've had to deal with for a long time. It's been a long time since I've been to the dentist. Just things have gotten in the way, but I try to look after myself. Overall, I'm doing okay. Life's never perfect, but probably better than I've been in the past. What kind of books do I read? Well, as you can see here, I have a huge collection. I mean, altogether, I have about 700 books. I read a lot. I read newspapers, Times. The range of newspapers, left and right. Books. I read a wide range of books. I read. I'm trying to read more fiction because I write short stories. So I'm trying to read more fiction, but mostly it would be books about politics and history. Difficult to say, really.